I was very pleased when she asked to present and share with you today this amazing magical technique called BioTouch. And I might say it's just time for this to get out to humanity. So just briefly, my little story. When I moved to Tucson about 15 years ago, I decided it was time for me to add a healing modality to my spiritual toolbox, because I've been on a path for a very long time, service-oriented, and I just thought that would be the next tool to add. So in my mind, it needed to be very simple for me to learn, easy to practice, cost-effective, and of course it wouldn't take me years to be considered efficient enough to use it. So, I put it to the side because I was dreaming. A couple years after that, lo and behold, I see on a Access Tucson here in town, some woman touching another woman on the head, and I had to chuckle to myself like, okay. But then this website came on the air, and it was called justtouch.com, and he started talking about this light touch healing modality. And I became very interested, and I got on their website, read about BioTouch, and oh my goodness, this is what I'd been looking for. And so I signed up online for their next training class, and at the end of that training class, I knew that this is where I was supposed to be, and I signed up to become certified. It took me about a year, and at the end of that, I joined the staff. We have a wonderful center here in Tucson that offers BioTouch to the public on a donation basis only, and everyone is a volunteer because we believe that everyone's birthright is to be healthy. It's to be happy and to be loved, and we want to be a part of that as we move forward as a group. So about 3 years ago, I learned the power of yes, because I was asked for about the third time if I would consider becoming an instructor of BioTouch. And I decided to say okay. And so the founder of this amazing foundation, and at the time the executive director, the director of education, Mr. Paul Bucky, came to me and asked me if I would consider not just becoming an instructor, but the co-executive director of the foundation. Well, I said yes. And it has been the most amazing 3 years of my life. The growth that has happened, not just in the foundation, but in myself, has just been phenomenal. And to say that I am honored to be a part of this foundation is just beyond words. So let me tell you a little bit about the International Foundation of Biomagnetics, or IFBM. Paul and a couple of his co-workers in 1989 gave the first class and decided that this needed to get out to humanity. And so they created the International Foundation of Biomagnetics as a 501c3, which is a tax-exempt, nonprofit, international educational foundation. And its sole purpose is to maintain the integrity of the original 17 sets of points, the whole technique that Paul Bucky received from the guy that it came through in the 70s. It was just amazing. This old miner, no pretense to healing, just one day stood up in the middle of a crisis. This woman was pregnant and hemorrhaging, and he said, I can help her, and touched her a couple places on her lower abdomen. She immediately stopped bleeding and had a healthy baby. From that time, next 15 years, all of this technique came to him. Paul had a very profound healing experience with this gentleman. His name was Norman Cochran, and from there Paul just said, oh my gosh, this is something that needs to happen. So for me personally, what I have been seeing is that in the last 3 years, this foundation has been growing on a parallel with humanity itself, because BioTouch is a gift that humanity has been waiting to receive. It's inherent in each one of us to love one another and to be able to connect and touch each other. We've just become phobic about touch in this country, and it's the one thing that has separated us. So BioTouch is here. It is here as a gift for every single person on this planet, because the uniqueness is every single one of us is able to learn it, to use it, and immediately you are effective. If I were to teach someone how to do the next set, they could turn around and do it on me in 30 seconds and be totally effective. That is the magic and the beauty. So this is here for each one of us to step into. What happens in that healing process with BioTouch, it begins to open us like a flower, because we touch lightly on the skin. That stimulates the body into its own ability. It's a conscious unit. It knows what to do with BioTouch, and it uses that to promote its own healing ability. It's the body that heals. So we don't use terms like energy or healer. We know that each of our bodies is the power in our lives, and if we will just listen, it will tell us where we need to grow and to change and to heal, because the body wants to be whole. That's the natural state of the body, is to be in balance and to be whole. And so BioTouch is a communication system. It actually, with these 2 fingers touching lightly on the skin, it actually communicates to the cellular level. That's where healing begins, at the cellular level, the atomic level of the body, and it speaks a language of love. So interestingly, about 95 years ago, there's a woman named Alice Bailey. She wrote a book called The Consciousness of the Atom, and it was based on all of her knowledge and studies in what's considered to be the ageless wisdom. And lo and behold, in the 80s, early 90s, a cellular biologist by the name of Bruce Lipton, he's my hero, he was doing research at Stanford University and had this amazing aha when he actually discovered that each atom in our body is an intelligent unit of consciousness. And what happens is we can change the story, change our belief about who we are and the love that we are, and we can change the story for those atoms and bring ourselves into a healing balance. We literally can love ourselves into health and to wholeness. And so for me, when I heard about his research, I realized that this information is ancient. This has always been in our inherent consciousness not only as individuals, but as fragments of this great center called humanity. So let's talk a few minutes about crisis, because this is where BioTouch really kicks in. What is a crisis? It is a tool for evolution, because that's the only thing going on this planet, in the whole universe, is evolution. So crisis, whether we like it or not, brings us into a point of opportunity. This is what's happening. This is what we're all witnessing right now. It's a planetary crisis. And as members of this great group called humanity, we are responding. We're responding individually, and we're responding as a group. And so it's all coming down. All of these old paradigms, these old thought forms, these old social desires that we have had for millennium, they're crumbling. And so we are being forced into change and to grow. And what we're headed towards is love. That's where BioTouch comes in. That's why BioTouch is so important right now. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to read you the mission statement from the International Foundation of Biomagnetics, our manual, which says, our mission is to teach BioTouch, an application of the universal principle, love thy neighbor, as a means to alleviate pain and stress and support good health through all stages of life. That was written 30 years ago by Paul Bucky. That is what has been maintained. When you take those two fingers and very lightly touch another person on the skin, it brings you into a presence with that other person. It brings you into love with them. It's a relationship of healing. And so in this foundation, we honor everyone's ability to go on that journey of unfolding awareness. That's ultimately what it does, because that touch is capable over time of, like a flower, I said before, all the other subtle bodies within us begin to be stimulated and begin to respond. And we all respond to just love. We are just love. And at this time in our history, this is the underlying purpose of everything we're going through. It is to bring us into a natural state of love. So I would also like to read our vision, because every time I do, I am reminded of the power of this amazing technique. Our vision is to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own health care, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self-awareness, and recognizing the equality of all humanity, thus forming a chain which shall go on indefinitely. Oh my goodness. If that isn't what we're here to do, I don't know what it is. So coming into this, doing this work with this amazing foundation has been the most wonderful thing that I could have stepped into. And I said before, this is an educational foundation that is international. What has been happening in the last 3 years is Paul and I and everyone helping us, we have been building a network, a web of love. People from all over this planet are becoming certified. They're going into their own communities, and they are holding BioTouch and teaching. And this network that we have been envisioning is coming into fruition now. And this is what's happening for our planet. There is a network of love and light that's being built from heart to heart. So BioTouch is the perfect gift right now for humanity. It's ready for all of us. We're ready to embrace it, to use it in our lives. Our vision is to get this into every household on this planet, because even children can learn it very easily and can use it in the family setting. And that's our purpose here, is to get it into the families. It's not about us getting certified practitioners. They are helping us build the international network. What they are helping us do is to introduce BioTouch to every single person who can share it in their family circles, with their friends, with their co-workers, with anybody. Because you've got these tools. That's all you need to do BioTouch. And at any time, with anyone, in any place, you can alleviate somebody's pain or stress. That is powerful for each one of us to be able to do that. So here in Tucson is the Heart Center. It's the only center on this planet. Everything comes from Tucson, Arizona. It's a circulatory flow of love, and every one of us here are holding that vision for humanity. That's what we are doing. We come and we work here, and we are merging out into the world more and more. And it is so exciting for us to be able to do this. So we are looking forward to 2018 because we now have practitioners in Germany, in India, in Egypt, in Finland, in all over America, and we see this web beginning to grow and people really stepping in to share this opportunity. As I said, the crisis is offering all of us an opportunity to take responsibility for our own lives. As we know, the medical, allopathic, traditional thought form in this country is going under a crucial change as it needs be, because what's been happening is that over time we have been giving our power of our own quality of life and quality of health to others. You know your own body. You just need to learn to listen to that body, because it's waiting to tell you what is next, what it wants to do. And that's what BioTouch helps us to do. So that paradigm is really, with the insurance and all of this opiate, there's a big conversation going on. And I will tell you that BioTouch is not what we consider an alternative. It is an integrative. It works with every single therapy, modality, whatever health regimen you are on. It only enhances the process of healing. And that is one of the ways that it is just magnetizing and bringing people in, and because we are recognizing that we are integrative. And so it enhances everything that we want to do. We do not diagnose. We do not suggest. We just honor the body. When we do that first touch called the greeting, it opens the body up. It's the key that unlocks the door of healing for that body. It's very simple. It's 2 points, one right at the bottom of the sternum and the other one right at the base of the neck. When you touch those 2 points for someone, you are opening their body to the possibility of change and growth and healing. And so there is a hope. BioTouch is not just a physical application of love. In that awareness that it promotes, it is also the ability to consciously come in a rapport with your body. It begins this amazing journey for us, and the love that pours out of us is the result. So for me, when I see this, that humanity is ready, we are all so tired. We're in pain and we're in suffering. And in the same time, there is always hope in that. Because in that pain and suffering, in that crisis, it is unlocking what needs to be changed for us. We just have to be paying attention to that. So BioTouch is the gift. I will say that when I have done some comparatives, and we have had research done with BioTouch, if I compare BioTouch with other healing modalities, considered to be energy healing modalities, we find that BioTouch is the most unique technique because of certain things that I was looking for myself. It's cost effective. You don't have to. You can go on our website, justtouch.com. You can become a member for $18, and you can get this whole system. And if you can't afford the $18, we want you to learn it. We will honor that and help you any way we can. We're always there to help you to learn BioTouch. The other important thing is that BioTouch, the reason it's meant for every single one of us, is because every single one of us is capable of learning it and using it immediately. That was one of my prime objectives in finding a healing modality I could serve with. Because it does me no good if I'm paying thousands of dollars and then I have to wait for 5 years before somebody designates me as being, proficient enough to start using it. BioTouch is meant for every single one of us, for the layman. It didn't come through a guru. In the East, it came from some old mining engineer in the West. It is meant for this age. For me, it is the premier healing modality for this next step in our evolution. And so I am thrilled to be a part of this. What happened 3 years ago, I guess it was just 2 years ago, our first book, BioTouch, Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips, was published. What a magical journey that has been. In February, we were approached by a German publisher who read the book and saw our manual and said, I need to publish this book for Germany and Austria and Switzerland. And that's what he's done. And he's published our manual and our DVD in German. It's actually on the bookshelves. And so we have the most amazing certified practitioner in Germany who has taken the responsibility of becoming a focal point for us. And it's just blowing our minds. I mean, it's on fire over there. So they're getting it. We have people from Switzerland now that are using it in their centers of healing and using it along with whatever, massage and oils and you name it, Reiki and all of those so-called accepted modalities are just being enhanced with BioTouch. So it's time. It's time that we do that, and it's time for you. We want to make this accessible. It's so accessible for you to get on our website. Again, justtouch.com, and go in and read about BioTouch. And, we have so many amazing stories and testimonials from people over the last 30 years who have come into a rapport and learned it and are using it in their own families. Paul tells a lovely story from one of the very first classes in 1989. One of the students was an ex-FBI guy, and at the end he said, I have been involved in a lot of revolutions all over the world, but I have never been involved with one this powerful, because this is a revolution of love. That's what BioTouch is capable of holding for us. This chain that goes on indefinitely is our connection to each other. We recognize each other because we all share a body. That's where everything's held in our bodies. The trauma, the memories, all of those deep issues that we're all dealing with in our own lives. We're warriors. We have to remember we're warriors here, and we're all going to the same place with the same purpose, to love and share that love with each other, serve each other, and serve this amazing planet. So I'll say it again, it's a planetary crisis, and we're having to respond to it. BioTouch is a tool, a magnificent tool that we can use to get us through this. So we touch each other lightly on the skin like a butterfly, touching specific points that address every single disease and condition that medical science can describe. It's unlimited, the possibilities and the potential of BioTouch to heal. And if nothing else, to bring us into a rapport, feeling cared for, and connecting with each other. There's so many people on this planet who are not being touched, who are separated and lonely. And BioTouch is the promise of bringing us into that. So please go on our website and learn for yourself what this gift is waiting for you. I cannot emphasize that enough. It already belongs to you. You just have to be open to all of the possibilities within yourself that it is going to help you to bring into your life and to the lives of those you care about. So I would like to, at this point, thank you so much for listening and for being a part of this announcements, public announcement, giving me the opportunity to share this gift. And I would like to turn to the audience and see if there's any questions that anybody has. Any questions?
What if you don't have a computer?
What if you don't have a computer? Then you can call us, or you can come into our center, write us a letter, and we will send you the manual. We can do that. We can work with you at the center here, over the phone. We're willing to just step in. This is really important for us. One by one, we're going to bring ourselves into a loving heart. And so that's what we're all here to do. So if you don't have a computer, contact us by phone. I can give you the number here in Tucson. It's 520-323-7951. Call us. We'll be happy to help you and to send you our manual to, work with you, whatever it is that you need to do. And work with someone in your life who can do BioTouch with you, because that's the power of BioTouch. One person touching another person lightly on the skin. It's not effective as much as if you use it on yourself. We have people ask us all the time, can you do BioTouch on yourself? Well, by definition, it is one person touching another person lightly on the skin. It forces us to come into a relationship with another person. You can maybe touch those points that you can reach, but that's not BioTouch. It's based on love, loving another person, being in their presence. And when you do that, everything else falls away. I can testify to that myself. I walk into the session room here in Tucson. I may be having a bad day myself. I give that greeting and everything goes away. And all I'm aware of is being in the presence of another human being, another person that I am part of, and they are part of myself. And that's what BioTouch does. It's magical. So yes, please, if you don't have a computer, you can reach us. We welcome that for sure. Any other?
Can you share a little bit about the PTSD aspect, since they've had a new PTSD training?
PTSD has been...
a lot with vets, that's an issue.
Yes, PTSD is one of those conditions that BioTouch has had a lot of success with. Paul and I gave a workshop on PTSD. By the way, if you live here in Tucson, the fourth Thursday of every month, we choose one condition that we devote. It's a 2-hour workshop. We try to bring in a speaker in that community who can talk to the group about how a complementary or an integrative modality can work with other traditional types of practices to help that condition. And we actually had a wonderful therapist here in town come in and talk to us. So what PTSD does, we would use what we call the headset. It addresses the brain, any condition having to do with the brain. Whether it's a hormonal or a chemical imbalance, the trauma that goes with all of that. So we would use, in combination, a headset touching certain points on the head. We would do definitely what we call the stress set that deals with stress and anxiety, that brings the body into a place of just breath and greatly reduces stress. You feel cared for. It's such a nurturing thing. So we actually have, you can go on our website and you can download that particular workshop. There's links on that on our website. If you can just find the condition itself, PTSD, click into that link. It will take you to the video, if there is one, of the speaker, and all of those sets of points that we use to address PTSD. And I know that this group works with the VA, and we've been holding the thought that at some point we would like to approach the VA and be available to, whether at a facility of their choosing or at the center here in Tucson, and work with people that are experiencing PTSD. It's an epidemic, for sure. Yeah. So, does that answer your question, Lynn? Thanks for asking. So you can find anything, any condition that we have done a workshop on, or just conditions that we have listed on our website. You can go in and click on that, and you can learn how to do those points through a video showing you two other people using BioTouch with each other. I personally don't like using the term "I'm working on someone." To me, that is very separative. BioTouch is not separative. We work with recipients. We have a practitioner. We have an recipient. The practitioner works with the recipient. We're bringing each other into a rapport of relationship and love when we work with BioTouch. So
would there be a specific technique if, say, somebody has extreme anxiety and maybe gets in situations where they're very upset? Is there a soothing?
yes, the thing about BioTouch is there's only 17 sets of points that address everything, and it's so simple. I might mention one of the challenges that we're having is BioTouch is so simple. The Western mind is having a real we're not hardwired for simplicity. Everything has to be cost a lot of money and be very difficult and complicated. And so what we do is, if somebody comes in with anxiety and stress, we have a set called stress and anxiety. And then it addresses all of those like shingles or psoriasis that erupt on the skin based on the body holding all that stress. And so we address that with stress. We might use some other sets in conjunction with that, depending on what's going on. It's custom built for each recipient, but the stress set would be the first one that we would do. Yeah. And it's really interesting because we have all discovered that when we have one hand that holds what we call a hold point, and then the other hand, the other two fingers, are touching 2 points. This is the stress set. We just go back and forth. We hold each point 6 to 8 seconds. That's the time it seems that the body can recognize that touch, and then it knows it recognizes it immediately. And if you go back and forth between those 2 points, eventually either the recipient will give a big sigh, or the practitioner will. We're so interconnected that I've actually felt from the recipient when I do that stress set. I sigh, take a big breath into my body. It's amazing. So yes, that would be the number one set that we would use for stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety. Yeah, definitely. Very simple. Extremely simple. We have had children become certified in this. And they go home and they work with Grandma. Grandma has a headache, and he's working with her neck and doing all of this wonderful BioTouch. I mean, what's better than that? What's more amazing and loving than that? Than, you know, Johnny working on Grandma and Grandma working on, you know, Sally. And it's incredible. It's incredible. So this is waiting for you. You know, we're here, ready to help with whatever it is that you need from us. And, you know, if nothing else, come to one of our workshops and sit in the center. There's so much love there. Right, Lynn?
Yeah.
And you bring that love into the center. Yes, you do. So if there's no more questions, I would like to thank all of you for joining us today and for giving me the opportunity to share your gift, because it's waiting for you. So thank you so much.